Okay, so I'm not quite sure how to attempt these videos. Do I start with a specific intent? Do I just give you a stream of consciousness rambling? Honestly, I don't have the answer even. So I am, yeah, there's heavy energies, heavy energy around me. The last couple months have been extremely bizarre for me. Oh shit, the energy is pulling me. Like, I can just feel the draw of the energy. It's really weird. Whew. Just wanted to maybe introduce myself, who I am first. Get that out of the way. I was born and raised here, Southern California. Pretty normal upbringing. I mean, normal as long as I was aware. We didn't have much money, but we made it through. The only reason we lived in this area is because the house was passed down through my father's family, kind of given over to him from his older brother. And crap, I feel like I shouldn't have said that. That's so weird. Anyhow, oh, there's a butterfly. There's a butterfly. Did I get him? You see him? Can you see the butterfly? Hi, butterfly. I hope I got him. I'm not gonna stop the video. I'll check later. So I've been trying to figure out how I was gonna catch a butterfly in video. One just landed for me. So besides growing up chasing butterflies and swimming in the ocean and camping, and we're a hippie family. We didn't have much money, but we made, we went camping a lot. We went to the beach a lot. We went to Pismo Beach in the springtime every year, where the butterflies would migrate to, and there'd be thousands of monarchs all over the place. So that's the kind of childhood I had. Like I said, my mom played classical guitar. When I was young, she played 8 hours a day. 4 in the morning, 4 at night. TV was not allowed on in the house. We had to go outside and play. And when the TV was on, my mom was watching news at night, so we never took to the TV. So when I got into college and started studying art, again, I never took to it. So not too big on, I'm not familiar with it. Media. There are things I see that I appreciate and I really enjoy. It just hasn't become a big part of my life. So that's me, and I suddenly don't know where to go next. I guess jump to now. Internal relationships, I guess you would call. Every being you have any sort of interaction with, there is a certain relationship. I don't mean romantic. There's thousands of other types of relationships if you think mathematically or however you think about it. Yeah, so these internal relationships I've had with people, but I wish I had a better word because I know that's going to be taken wrong in so many instances. I don't know. It's hard to know where to begin. Yeah. So these internal relationships with people. Some are brand new. Some I have been in for quite some time, at least the last 15 years, which I was trying to head to when the energy just keeps trying to pull me away. I can physically feel the energy. Okay, normal, sane, little hippie, little brown, sweet, long hair, curly hair, hippie. Went roller skating a lot. Normal, normal-ish upbringing, I guess. And until one day, in the late fall or early winter of 1999, I remember the date clearly because I had taken my first bartending job, which I fell into, by the way. It was kind of like, oh, my boss is gonna let you cover my shift for the weekend because me and the other girl want to go to Vegas. Can you do it? And so I did it, like trained on a Friday, was behind the bar on the next Saturday at 24 years old, and I ended up staying for 9 months to a year, and then I realized, is this really what I want to do? I was in school, I had other art-related jobs, and I was like, no, you know, I think I'll chill on the bartending. I got back into it when I was, not until I was 30, but that's a whole other story. So, I met this particular being on the campus I was going to school at. It's like all these big issues. Should I say the name or shouldn't I? At Long Beach State, where I was studying ceramics. I had gone to El Camino prior to that, and then I transferred to Long Beach State, and there was a Native American burial ground on the campus, which the president had preserved. Fought to preserve because they wanted to develop it, but it stayed there, and no, it's not too big. I think maybe an acre, I don't know, but it had an altar, and it had a swing, and it had this fireplace, and through the years you could tell it had sort of been upkept and taken care of. Now it's a tragic mess, actually. But I met a being out there one night. I'm not going to get too much in that story because I don't want to right now. But that night I met him, my whole life turned upside down. He was out there on the Indian burial ground, and it wasn't dark, and I had been there plenty of times before. It was a comfortable place. I wasn't thinking, you know, I was not prepared for what I found. That night, first night, I started hearing voices, and everything just boom in one instant turned upside down on me, and I was no longer sane, normal little girl. So that was 16 years ago now, and I've been up and down through a lot of darkness. Is really, I mean, all I can, you know, if I need to sum it up in one word, that would be it. I thought I had overcome most of it. I was 24 then, and by the time I hit 30, I got back into bartending, and I started to learn how to climb my way up out of it, because it was a challenge for me, because I've always been kind of an introvert, sitting in the back of the class type of girl, had my few close friends, stuff like that. So I remember like realizing, okay, this is gonna be a challenge for you. You're gonna have to get up and walk up to those people and start the conversation and keep the party rolling, which, you know, it was a learning experience, but I enjoyed it. I learned a lot. I loved a lot. I met a lot of great people, especially because the bar I was working at through most of it was a corner local pub. It had a grill that was open till 10 midnight on the weekends. Good food, prime rib, Mexican food, hamburgers, anything you wanted, because the owner came over from Mexico when he was 19 and worked his way up from a dishwasher to a cook, and then bought his own place in the 80s. I think he bought it in the 80s, and cooking was his passion, so we had a great kitchen. So that's the man I worked under. So many fond memories there. I think I'm getting distracted. But anyhow, it was your corner local pub where everybody who knew each other came and, you know, hung out. And it was a good mix of people because it was right on the corner of Hawthorne. We had daytime, we would have the aerospace industry, the studio industry come in for breakfast, and we opened our kitchen at 6 a.m. and so we'd have the refinery guys who were staying, you know, over here for a couple months, get off their shifts and come have their prime ribs and drink at 6 a.m. And then at night we had our, you know, our young crowd from around the area, so it was a good mix of a lot of different people. And I learned a lot, and like suddenly I finished, I feel like I just finished the video and I didn't even say anything. So that's been me in a nutshell until last year. And again, it's just been like reliving that time in my 20s where everything just stumbled like way upside down again, except for this time it's like just a lot more than I was ready. Like I was no way prepared for all this. Like I did not see all of it coming. And there's been so many things involved. And I think that's a good start. That's a good start, I think. Oh God, this is paralyzing. Okay. Yeah, the energy is kind of stopping me, so I'm gonna stop this video here.